Justin Baldoni is not taking this sitting down aside, because I'm telling you, they are not going to win this.
I don't like her. She seems like a bully. She was such a high-maintenance diva bully brat.
She's very bratty and unbearable, and I don't like her.
Lively is caught in old footage revealing that, yes, her secret plan is to always take control of the movies and lie to the directors.
Justin Baldoni just flipped the script on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and it's not looking good for them. For months, Blake and Ryan have been painting themselves as the victims, using their media influence to control the public narrative and make it seem like they were wronged. But now, Justin Baldoni is fighting back, and this isn't just a small update, it's a complete game changer. New legal filings and insider reports reveal shocking details that completely contradict Blake and Ryan's version of events. Instead of being the victims, Baldoni is claiming that he was the one being manipulated. And for the first time, Hollywood is listening. Blake and Ryan's perfect reputation is hanging by a thread. Studios are going silent. Their industry allies aren't stepping up to defend them. And the public is starting to see through the carefully crafted PR tactics. This lawsuit isn't just another celebrity scandal. If Baldoni's latest claims continue to gain traction, it could completely destroy the power couple's standing in Hollywood. So what exactly did Baldoni reveal? And is this the moment Blake and Ryan's careers take an irreversible hit? Let's break it all down.
This is like psychotic behavior, okay? And now they kind of want to put the genie back in the bottle, but guess what? The genie does not want to go back in the bottle. The genie likes to be free, okay?
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have spent years carefully building their Hollywood brand. Ryan was the funny, charming, relatable A-lister who knew exactly how to stay in the public's good graces. Blake was the fashion icon, socialite, and respected actress with a spotless reputation. Together, they were the ultimate Hollywood power couple. But now, that carefully controlled image is falling apart. For the first time, people are questioning their motives. Their fans, who once defended them, no matter what, are starting to doubt their story. And worst of all, Hollywood insiders aren't standing by them the way they used to. This isn't just about one lawsuit, it's about a bigger pattern. Have Blake and Ryan been manipulating the media all along? Did they exaggerate or twist the narrative to make themselves look better? Is this the first time they've used their influence to control a situation? Now that Baldoni is speaking out, those questions are impossible to ignore. And once Hollywood loses trust in a celebrity, it doesn't take long before their entire career starts to fall apart.
This is true, Blake. My understanding of her is she's like a true narcissist. She's not very smart. She just wants to be rich and famous and have rich friends.
In his latest legal response, Baldoni completely denied the accusations made by Blake Lively's camp and revealed the truth about what really happened behind the scenes. Instead of being the aggressor, Baldoni says that he was the one who was pressured, manipulated, and backed into a corner. According to his legal team, Blake was controlling and difficult to work with. She allegedly demanded special treatment, made outrageous requests, and created a toxic environment on set. Ryan, despite his clean public image, was involved in pushing false narratives to the media, ensuring that Blake's side of the story was the only one being heard. Hollywood insiders knew this was happening, but because of Blake and Ryan's influence, nobody spoke up. Until now, Baldoni's legal filings don't just defend him, they expose Blake and Ryan's tactics. This isn't just about winning a lawsuit anymore. This is about completely dismantling their credibility. And the worst part? It's working. For the first time, Hollywood isn't automatically taking Blake and Ryan's side. Executives, producers, and insiders are rethinking their support, wondering if they backed the wrong people. And if Baldoni's claims keep gaining traction, this could turn into one of the biggest celebrity downfalls we've seen in years.
That she was like really mean to people, but she's like very surface, and as long as Ryan's a lot smarter than her, and she therefore allows him to manipulate and control every layer of his life.
If there's one thing worse than public backlash, it's when Hollywood starts pulling away. Right now, that's exactly what's happening to Blake and Ryan. Normally, when a celebrity faces controversy, their industry friends rally behind them. Statements of support flood in, damage control kicks into overdrive, and the media quickly shifts the narrative to protect their image. But this time, none of that is happening. Hollywood's biggest names are staying silent. Studios that once pushed their projects aggressively are stepping back. No major public figures are rushing to defend them. And in Hollywood, silence is deadly. Because when the industry stops protecting you, it usually means they've already decided to move on. Blake and Ryan might believe this will pass just like every other media storm. But the longer they wait to fix this, the more likely it is that Hollywood has already made its decision. And if that's the case, their time as Hollywood's most powerful couple might be coming to an end.
The moral crimes committed here by Ryan Reynolds against Justin Baldoni have amounted to high treason.
In Hollywood, power and influence aren't just about talent. They're about who controls the narrative. For years, Blake and Ryan had complete control over their public image, and their industry connections ensured that any controversy surrounding them was handled quietly. But right now, that system is failing. The lawsuit should have been easy for them to spin in their favor. With the media on their side, Baldoni was supposed to be pushed into a corner, forced to defend himself while Blake and Ryan played the victims. Instead, something completely unexpected happened. Hollywood didn't immediately take their side. And that hesitation, it's a bad sign. Studios and executives are extremely careful about who they align with. If a scandal seems like it will fade quickly, they'll stand by a star. But if it starts gaining momentum and raises serious doubts, they quietly step back and wait to see how bad it gets. Right now, that's exactly what's happening with Blake and Ryan. Their industry allies aren't making public statements of support. Their upcoming projects aren't being pushed as aggressively. And the media, which once would have shut down Baldoni's claims immediately, is letting them circulate and gain traction. This is how Hollywood prepares to distance itself from someone. First, it's hesitation. Then, it's reduced opportunities. And before they even realize it, they're being phased out.
And I can just see Ryan sitting there like, yes, this is exactly what I want, a puppy to kick in the mouth. And you'll do what I say.
One of the biggest reasons Blake and Ryan are losing control of this situation is that their usual tactics aren't working. Normally, when a celebrity faces backlash, they follow a tried-and-true Hollywood PR strategy: deny, deflect, and distract. The goal is to shift the conversation away from the controversy, create positive headlines, and make sure their version of the story stays front and center. But this time, none of that is happening. Instead of shutting down the scandal, their silence is making it worse. Instead of rallying support, their lack of response is raising more questions. And instead of controlling the media, they're watching as Baldoni's claims gain more and more attention. That's what makes this situation so dangerous for them. Baldoni isn't just defending himself, he's changing the entire narrative. Instead of letting Blake and Ryan define the situation, he's making his own case, and Hollywood is listening. The fact that his claims haven't been completely dismissed by the media is proof that there's doubt. And once doubt enters the conversation, that's when careers start to fall apart.
Well, Ryan Reynolds on the Enneagram is a psycho. That's what he is. He's just a psycho. His number is psycho. He didn't want Blake Lively to be away from him.
This controversy isn't just affecting their public image, it's already impacting their careers. Blake and Ryan have built their success on being Hollywood's most bankable couple. They weren't just actors, they were a brand. Studios saw them as a guaranteed success, and companies lined up to work with them. But now, that confidence is fading fast. Blake's name isn't being attached to major projects the way it used to be. Ryan's upcoming films aren't getting the same media push as before. Brand deals that once seemed secure are now uncertain. It's all happening quietly, but that's exactly how Hollywood operates when they're considering dropping someone. They don't make an announcement. They don't issue public statements. They just stop calling. And right now, Blake and Ryan might already be feeling that shift.
He's a very scary, creepy guy. We found the creep. It's Ryan Reynolds.
Most celebrities don't realize they're being replaced until it's too late. They assume that because they were once at the top, they'll always have a place in the industry. They believe one scandal won't destroy their careers because they've survived controversy before. But that's not how Hollywood works. Once the industry decides to move on, it's nearly impossible to stop it. We've seen it happen over and over again. Amber Heard ignored the backlash until she became unemployable. Jennifer Lawrence overexposed herself until Hollywood found someone new. Will Smith thought one mistake wouldn't matter until it cost him major roles. And now, Blake and Ryan are following the same pattern. Instead of facing this controversy head-on, they're waiting, assuming the industry will protect them. But if they don't step up and fix this soon, they might not realize the damage they've done until their careers are already gone.
WME confirmed that Ryan Reynolds was going around trying to get him dropped, okay? And he didn't get it done. They didn't do it until the lawsuit was filed. Then they immediately dropped him.
If there's one thing that should terrify any A-list celebrity, it's the moment Hollywood starts treating them as replaceable. For years, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were seen as two of the most bankable stars in the industry. Their films performed well, their endorsements were highly sought after, and their public image was carefully maintained. But right now, the industry is doing something it's never done before with them. It's hesitating. Hollywood never keeps all its eggs in one basket. The moment a star becomes too much of a liability, studios and executives start quietly looking for other options. It's never an official announcement, never a public declaration. Instead, it's a slow, quiet shift where other names start rising while theirs start fading. And that shift is already happening. Major brands are reconsidering who they want as their public face. Casting directors are looking at newer, fresher talent who come without controversy. Instead of being the first choices for top-tier projects, Blake and Ryan are finding themselves further down the list. This isn't about whether they're still famous. They will always be famous. This is about whether Hollywood still sees them as essential. And right now, that answer is looking more uncertain by the day.
Ryan demanded that Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer lie to the public to save Blake's reputation. Here's the statement that Ryan Reynolds drafted, according to this lawsuit.
For months, their entire PR strategy has been to stay quiet and let the backlash pass. In Hollywood, that tactic works if the controversy is small enough to be forgotten. But when serious accusations or career-threatening narratives are involved, silence doesn't make it go away, it fuels the fire. The longer Blake and Ryan refuse to address the controversy head-on, the more people fill in the gaps themselves. The media, which once would have shut this story down for them, isn't stepping in to save them this time. That leaves the public with only one side of the story to focus on: Baldoni. And Baldoni isn't just playing defense, he's actively pushing his own version of events. He's controlling the narrative, making sure his claims are the ones getting the most attention. The fact that his side of the story is gaining traction while Blake and Ryan remain silent is proof that they're losing the battle for public perception. By staying quiet, they're sending a very dangerous message that they either don't have a defense or they think they're too big to fail. Either way, it's a losing strategy, and the longer they wait, the more it looks like they have something to hide.
So this is like why I love this lawsuit, because this is an insight to the public that everything you read is BS. They just lie. Like literally, we're just being lied to, right? There's somebody behind the scenes who's being a little psycho. They want to control public thoughts. They want to control public minds. And they are basically like, you're going to read this statement with a gun to your head.
Right now, Blake and Ryan still have one last chance to stop this from turning into a full-blown career-ending disaster. But that window is closing fast. If they want to survive this, they need to take control of the narrative immediately. That means acknowledging the controversy instead of ignoring it, showing the industry that they still have value, and making sure the public doesn't fully turn against them. If they wait too long, Hollywood will make the decision for them. And once the industry decides to move on, there's no coming back. They need to act fast, because the worst mistake any celebrity can make is believing they'll always be relevant. We've seen too many stars ignore the warning signs until it was too late to fix their careers. Right now, Blake and Ryan are at a crossroads. If they don't play this right, they might find themselves watching from the sidelines as Hollywood moves on without them. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds spent years at the top of Hollywood. They were the golden couple, the fan favorites, the actors everyone wanted to work with. But now, they're watching that status disappear. The industry isn't protecting them like it used to. The media isn't controlling the narrative for them. And behind the scenes, Hollywood is already looking for their replacements. If they don't take control of this fast, this controversy won't just be a bump in their careers, it could be the moment Hollywood decides to move on without them. So, what do you think? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like this video, subscribe to me, and ring the bell so you will be first to get notified about the newest drama.